Welcome to Bad Ideas. See how this goes. Now that the car's outside, see this thing's dirty, we got the cowl off. I mean, it's time to go to town with purple power and pressure washer. And then we're gonna start sanding down any paint you see in this thing. While prepping the bay, we found a crack right here in the strut tower. Well, got the welder and gonna weld this over, flap this kit down, and then it'll be painted. Got a little repair going there. Not too bad. Get the sand in the rest. Down there looks pretty rough too. It's looking pretty good. There's some areas that we kind of just let the can do its thing. So I was gonna go and like just sand this down and, you know, really try to make that part look good. Then I realized that, like, honestly, this whole lower radiator support really needs to be replaced. So I figured you don't really see it, and if we're gonna do it properly, we really should replace it, probably with a tubular support. So we're just gonna do that for now. But I'd say that so far, I think it's looking pretty good. We got some good coverage. This is the second coat. It's drying now. We got the header panel. I think I got pretty much everything that needed to be taped up. There's a few things here that hanging out that might have some overspray, but they're already black, and I really didn't directly spray them. So you guys can roast me in the comments. I'm not a painter, I'll tell you that right now. But I think this is gonna look a million times better than the green. And I didn't spend a ton of time in the areas that get covered up, like over here. I did hit it, but you know, it gets covered up by the cowl and everything else. My goal was just kind of make sure there's no green that's gonna pop through. And we also hit the header panel because that was blue. We hit the bar and just hit quite a few areas. Hopefully I did a good job taping up and we don't have black overspray on our wrap and windshield and everything else, but I think we did good. I hit the hood hinges, which were yellow. Overall, I think we're looking pretty good. The only thing that's gonna suck is I gotta lift this thing to get it back in the shop, and the best place I found to lift it is right here. So more than likely, and this area didn't really, I don't think it looks that amazing, but it also gets covered up by the plastic cover. And it had some really bad paint here, and I'm not a pro. I guess I probably should have primed this area with this bubble stuff and then sanded it and then painted it, but it also does get covered, so I wasn't too concerned with it. And then I also know that I'm gonna have to put the chain right around this. I'm gonna scratch all this up, and then I think once it goes inside, I'll just hit it, spray it, and touch that up, and then we should be good there. A lot better than the green chipping off and multicolors of green. Just paint it black. Is off. Don't see anything alarming. See a little bit of E85 mixture oil. Bottom end super clean. Stock rods. We didn't get a surprise motor. Nice. Now we need oil drain done on that. So some of you might be asking, how are you putting a 2-valve turbo kit on a 3-valve? Well, pretty much everything bolts on from a 2-valve, including the factory power steering pump for the 2-valve bolted on. I believe this is a 2-valve oil cooler and filter housing. We're using the On3 included oil filter relocation. And then these are the magic of this operation. 3-valve flange to 2-valve flange adapters. And I didn't even have to unbolt these from the block. They're still on there, sealed. We ran 2 sets of gaskets, so a set right there and a set on the other side. I am gonna run just a little bit of orange copper RTV on top of those just to make sure that it seals up. I don't wanna be back in here, but that's that. Now, I also put the Ford Racing valve covers on there and they look freaking sick. So I'm really excited to see this engine bay transform. We're gonna be doing some wiring cleanup once it's in the car. I don't really see any major advantage to doing it outside the car. So we'll do that once we're in there. But yeah, we're gonna get the forward-facing turbo header on. As you can see, this goes this side and it clears everything. I'm not gonna do it right now because I gotta feed it through the dipstick and one-handed and all. All right guys, so turbo headers are on. Valve covers look good. Oil pan is really our hang up right now, and we're also waiting for some V-bands because I stole those for the race car and those come in Tuesday. So I was gonna mock up the kit on the car. I kind of held it in place and it looks like it's gonna work. So the spacing on the header is slightly out. I don't think it's gonna be an issue. Working on kind of just some weird odds and ends that I can find. The caster camber plates had overspray of that paint. So I went and sanded those, polished them up. I think they look good. I did go ahead, these had some green on them, so oops, that's gonna be great for that. I just went ahead and painted the bolts and tops so you didn't see like a green nut and washer on top. I think those are gonna look pretty decent. Car's outside, paint kind of drying. We'll look it over tomorrow, see if we've got to touch anything up. But right now we're a little bit at a standstill. Engine's kind of hanging out here. The oil fitting that they include, I just really don't like it. So rather than use that, we're gonna go AN and wait for some parts to show up. Or maybe a friend tomorrow will have something laying around and we can get the oil pan knocked out. Because once the oil pan is done, we can put that on there with the new oil pan gasket. We drop this back in the cradle and then put the intake manifold on, and this thing is like ready to go back in the car. Next day, our friend Hendrik at Switchback Racing got the oil return bung welded in. That saved us a lot of time, effort, and it looks great. So we're gonna get the oil pan on the engine and get this thing sealed up, get it dropped back in the K, and probably get the car pulled in today and maybe possibly start buttoning this thing together. Got it in, little bit of dual tool action, both forklift and the cherry picker. We used the forklift for sure because I knew that this little crack here was gonna be a huge pain in the butt to get over by myself. I'm all alone, so I knew that was gonna be difficult, but once we got it in most of the way, I knew the forklift space here was gonna be tight. So we got the forklift out before, got ourselves trapped, and we got the car in. And well, it is definitely black. We did pretty well with not scratching up here. Like I said, this stuff didn't come out the best, but this part pretty much gets covered by the radiator cover. But the important parts that you can see look really good, especially because I really suck at painting. So I think overall it came out good. Once there's a hood, kind of covering some light in there, I think it's gonna look pretty solid. It's not a show car by any means, but worlds better than where we started. Obviously we got the car on lift, started getting a lot of this inside stuff in. I also got the engine and trans pretty close to situated. I pulled the balancer back off. I sealed the keyway with some RTV, so that shouldn't leak anymore. The power steering leaks should be fixed this time around. The engine looks pretty awesome. The intake manifold isn't bolted on and the wiring's still a bit of a mess, but you can kind of get an idea of forward racing manifold, forward racing valve covers. We got the forward facing manifold on there, oil filter relocation going. I mean, it's looking pretty good. Well, I said I was gonna call it quits, and damn, we got the engine in. Let's check it out. We just bolted the engine in. Sheesh. Like I said, there's some wiring stuff we want to clean up, but right now, I mean, the intake manifold I literally just set on there just so we can get an idea, but engine is in. Turbo gonna sit somewhere around there. And I think the valve covers, painting the bay, everything was so worth it. We're also replacing this because it actually broke, but it's still hanging in there. I think all the work was worth it, and it looks pretty decent. I think we should get one of those carbon fiber radiator covers again, but check that out. We are chugging along. So I think we're gonna wrap this video up. Hopefully in the next video, we'll actually be installing the turbo kit. Obviously we already installed the headers and stuff like that, but we're gonna get the hot side, cold side, intercooler, all the fun stuff mounted up. So if you haven't already, make sure you slap that like button down below, leave a comment, let us know what you think, and we'll see you in the next one.